What's up, guys? We're here for our first interview. I got my buddy Alex today. We're out here at his house in Portales, New Mexico. You can see we got his beautiful 15 window behind us, mouse gray. So first interview, first episode. We're gonna kind of go through Alex's background, where he was born, where he came from, and kind of his story and how he's gotten to this point. So thanks for having me over, brother.
Oh, thanks for coming over and
Sure.
letting me just show you a little bit of what I have.
For sure. So we'll start off. Where were you born?
I was born and raised in Guatemala.
Okay.
I came when I was 19 years old. Moved to California. I was there for about a year and a half. In the time that I was in California, my brother took me on my first cruise, and he took me to Whittier. So we were watching all these cars cruise back and forth, and
Hit the boulevard.
that was the first time that a bug really struck me. I was just chilling on the street, and I see this black and white bug coming down the street, and at the time it had the one-piece window front windows, and it had the white gaskets on it.
Okay.
But it was slammed, and it was just
What
really
year
cool.
was that? Would you say?
I would say early 60s. It's got the snowflakes, and that's the time I said, you know what, one day I'm gonna own a bug. And,
Yeah. That was in the 90s or the?
yeah, it was in 95.
Okay.
About 95, and then
I was 1 year old.
you had to bring that up, huh? And so then later on I moved to New Mexico, to Albuquerque, and then I saved enough money to buy my first bug, and it was a 61 standard bug, and I flew to California. I went and looked at it for like 20 minutes, bought it, and drove it all the way to Albuquerque without knowing anything about Volkswagen.
10-hour drive?
It's 12 in a normal
10
vehicle,
hour, yeah.
So it took me about 15 hours, and
Dang.
it was in the
Crazy.
winter, snowing and everything. So it was fun. And then after that, it's just that bug just got me. And growing up in Guatemala, I never had a vehicle. When I moved here, I had a bicycle, and so my goal was always to one day have cool cars.
Sure.
and be able to just have fun with it. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
I really didn't grow up with a lot of influence in vehicles, but when I moved to Albuquerque, the biggest influence was my uncle. My uncle George, he's always been into cars, and he helped me with the 61 that I bought. He painted it, got it dialed in, and it was a nice bug when he got it done. So he's always been my role model.
Sure. Someone to look up to, kind of. You say you want that when you were older. That's awesome, dude. And what year did you move to Albuquerque?
It was at the end of '96.
Okay.
I was there for about a year and a half. Then I came here to Portales to go to college.
Yeah.
And then I moved back. Once I graduated college, I moved back to California for 3.5 years.
Okay.
My ex-wife and I lived there for 3.5 years, then moved to Albuquerque again. But then
You
I was
said you
able
were
to.
in the Simi Valley area? When you were out there?
Yeah. I was in the San Fernando Valley, but it's about 20 minutes from Simi Valley. My dad lives in Simi Valley, but I lived in Northridge for a while, and I was in a club called Airspeed and over there in the valley. And what was cool is we met every single Friday.
Yeah, little cruise.
It was maybe 2 blocks from my house, so every Friday we got together, went for a cruise, ended up eating dinner at some restaurants. It was really, really cool, man.
That's dope.
Then I moved to Albuquerque, and then in Albuquerque I met up with a bunch of good friends from the Albuquerque Air Alliance. They focus more on buses than bugs.
Okay.
But I found really good friends there, and then later on, just ventured to get into DHP, which is the club I'm a member of now. And DHP started off in Tucson, and I bugged them for so long to open a chapter in New Mexico that finally they gave me the okay, and I started a chapter and just gathered one of my best friends, and to this day, we're just a group of friends,
Sure.
like a family, and family-oriented type of dudes, and
exactly.
and just been into Volkswagens ever since. Now I'm 43 and just enjoying life, and got obviously a bunch of projects that we're always gonna have.
For sure. Always a project to build.
Yeah.
It's never ending. No, that's awesome, dude. So then, kind of taking it back, to us. So, I'm 25 now, and we actually met in Tucson when I was 14. We were at whose house it was? I don't
That
remember
was
whose house.
the compound where Brandon, he's one of the original members from DHP. He's got a big shop with a lift and everything.
Yeah.
And yourself, your sister, your dad, and Tim Miller, they showed up over there just to say hi because you guys were there to buy a squareback, I believe. And I was there visiting the guys. And
Yeah.
That's when I met you the first time. You were 14 years old.
Yeah, so it just happened to be coincidence. We were all out there. I think at the time, that's when I was living in Arizona in Sierra Vista, which is pretty close to Tucson. And then we'll kind of jump from that point. That was 2008 that year, and then I joined the Air Force, and then I came out here in 2015, spring of 2015, and Alex was the first one to invite me over, and it was weird because like we had met, but I was a kid at that point, and I wasn't as heavily into the Volkswagens as I am now, but it was cool to just have someone here, and we were into the same exact things and know the same people and stuff like that, and barbecuing and things, so it's been pretty cool.
Heck yeah, man! That's how you build friendships. You always have each other's back and always open up your house to anybody because it's a small world, and life goes by so fast that when your dad told me that you were out here, I was like right away, dude, I gotta get his number and have him come over. And dude, I mean, we've been hanging out for a while now.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we came out here. Me and my buddy, we actually lived down the block from Alex. So we'd come over here. He would, have my buddy over for dinner, and Alex took me out for my birthday and stuff. It's always been a good friendship. And then now 4 years later, I've been here. Alex, when I first got here, Alex didn't even have this badass shop. He just had the one car garage and the corner window was stuffed in there. So he's got a cool little spot. We'll show you all the cars and projects that he's has building right now.
Yeah, but yeah, I was living in Albuquerque when a friend of mine gave me the lead on this 15 window, and it took about 6 months to finally buy it.
Yeah.
I just happened to get lucky, and the old man needed some money to restock his house, and I did that every 2 week call. I come every 2 weeks, and I caught him on the day. He said, "All right, this is how much I want. Come get it." And I was there the next day with the trailer, and took it to Albuquerque. Started building it over there. Bruce from Vintage B-Dubs, he's the first one to touch it, and did the first running gear, and it was awful.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's
everybody
improved.
starts somewhere.
Obviously, he's improved a lot, and his suspension is second to none. It's just amazing now, and he even said it, because I got a brand new beam now from him, and he wanted the old beam back because he doesn't want nobody running that shit. And that's because, hey, we know where we started, but he's come a long way too. He's still a good friend of mine, and yeah, so now the 15 window's running really good on disc brakes all the way around, and great suspension and all that.
And what's crazy is the name Bruce, right? So Bruce and my dad, they grew up in the same town in California. So that just shows how small, of a world it is, and how small the VW community is because, Alex being all the way out here in Albuquerque, now Portales, everybody ran into each other. So it is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I met Bruce because he moved to Rio Rancho where I was living, and he moved 2 blocks away from me. And I was into Volkswagens, and I saw a bunch of Volkswagens in his driveway. And I don't stay quiet. I went and knocked on his door, and then I met him, and he thought I was weird. And then the next day, I told him what kind of bus I had, and he insisted he wanted to come and see it. He came inside, and the rest is history. We became really good friends from that point. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy too because I don't think I've actually met Bruce in person, or if I have, it was a long time ago. But yeah, obviously he knows my dad, he knows you, but we have just never ran into each other. But that's awesome. That's really cool. So yeah, I just said you got your 15 window here. You got a 60 sedan, OG paint, it's all black, semi-4 car, and then he's working on a Brasilia. What year is that?
74.
74. Okay. So a couple projects. He just busted the 15 window out with disc brakes like he said at Buses by the Bridge this last January, and detailed the fooches on it and stuff like that, and he's got it all squared away. Looks pretty good. And then so you got 3 boys.
I have 3 sons. I'm a single dad of 3 boys for the past 7 years. My oldest is 14, and then I have a 9-year-old and an 8-year-old. And I moved to Portales for my kids, and yeah, they come first before any of this shit. So
Yep, absolutely.
I do everything for them. They go stay with their mom for a week. They come with me for a week, and I enjoy the crap out of hanging out with my boys. And they love all this stuff. They love the scene. They want to take the bus to church or to school or anywhere. They just want to go on the bus.
Yeah,
They think it's the coolest thing ever.
That's awesome. That's really cool, dude. Yeah, that's one thing about you. You know, you always keep your kids with you. They're always, you know, if you're going somewhere, they're tagging along.
Yeah.
So I think that's super cool.
If they're with me, they're gonna be right next to me. So yeah.
That's awesome.
And they like all this stuff too. They like me working on the cars. They tell me, hey, this car, once you're done, it's mine. And
that's perfect. You got 3 of them.
Yeah, and they clean the cars with me, and if we have to work on it, whatever, they're not afraid to jump on it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you teach them to love them, enjoy them, respect them, and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's cool, brother. So you got the 15, working on the Brasilia. Which car are you planning on getting on the road first, Brasilia or the sedan?
I don't know. The Brasilia is about to go into paint and body. Well, rust repair, paint and body after. But it's very hard to find parts for it. So I'll start working on the bug because I got a lot of the parts for it already.
Sure.
And we'll see which one gets done first. I got a feeling the bug will be done first.
Yeah, definitely.
Just because it's easier to get the parts, but the Brasilia, everything's got to come from Mexico, and it's just hard to find any parts. I can't find bumpers or.
And then stuff doesn't fit proper and stuff like that. You
a lot of mods, but yeah, that one I'm planning to have it, nicely painted and everything. I've never had a nice painted car. Everything's patina. But that one, it was too far gone to just ride it like that. So I'm gonna have all the rust repaired and then paint it. And then stay tuned for the color because I really haven't made the decision, and we'll see how it comes out. Yeah,
that'd be sick. Yeah, I'm excited though for that sedan. That thing is sweet. It's a original black paint car with semi-4s. It's gonna be awesome.
Sitting in the desert of New Mexico and just building that patina for so many years for me to come and snag it. So
exactly.
I found it. I got lucky, and I got a lot of the parts for it already. So
that's where the best patina cars come from, is New Mexico. You know what I mean? It doesn't get any better. As you can see, because this one was sitting since
the guy had it for 15 years.
15 years. Yeah. And man, I'm sure you've seen this bus before. If you haven't, I know where you've been, because this bus is sick. Oh, it's awesome, brother. All right, so we'll go into what's your favorite Volkswagen ever? Is it one that you have, or is there something that, like, man, I've always wanted a combi or a split bug or.
It's tough because I like them all.
Sure.
Lately, I've been wanting a thing just because they're convertible. My kids will love that.
Right.
But I'm gonna have to go back to a bug.
Yeah.
I'm a bug guy. I've had buses, but I think a bug, it's always gonna have to. For me, it's just gonna be first.
But like you said, when you seen that sedan rolling down Whittier Boulevard, that's what you've always remembered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're like, dang, that's what I want. So I can understand it.
I mean, I don't mind having anything. It doesn't matter. I'm a Volkswagen guy, so whatever I find, if I can buy it, I'm gonna buy it just because it attracts me. Square backs, fastbacks, notchbacks, whatever.
Yeah.
I got lucky and found this Brasilia in Amarillo, and it just happened at the right time that I was looking for something.
Right.
And it's a beautiful car, and I want to build it, and so
for sure.
But yeah, any car.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Well, thank you, Alex. I appreciate your time, brother.
Thank you for your friendship and everything, bro.
For sure.
Really appreciate it.
All right, brother.